This is part 9 in the series. Today we'll be talking about how to finish the bangle, brushing the ID to give a polished look, coating it, and then photography. So today we'll just be finishing up. This is a spalted hackberry on stainless bangle. We'll be using this unitized deburring wheel. So this is a soft matrix with fine grit in there on a 1/4 inch arbor, and we'll be using this to give the bangle a brushed look. A lot of people have been asking, so how do we keep the inside diameter from being marred? And usually I tell them, well, you might cover your chuck with electrical tape or rubber band, but this is how I do it. So I use a rotary tool, and I just brush the inside. It gives it a nice brushed stainless look. So we'll just use this. So we have a Fordham, just with a foot pedal. This is what I use, and I got a glove on, and we'll just brush this inside diameter. Okay, so we have the this Fordham 1/4 inch arbor hand grip on the flex shaft. I've got a foot pedal. Here's the bangle, and I'm just going to use some light pressure and work my way around. And then this just blends the two halves of the core, takes out any marks from the chuck, and gives the inside diameter a nice polished or a nice brushed stainless look. Again, this is a fine grit unitizing wheel, and these wheels and arbor are available on the website. We try to carry anything that we use to make bangles. We try to carry this on our website so you can use the same things. So then we'll just sort of go around, got the halves blended. Okay, so this looks pretty good. The ID's brushed, there's no tooling marks, and now we'll go ahead and coat this with a final coat of Renaissance wax. So we'll be putting a final coat on the bangle of Renaissance wax, even though we've used CA, and of course the stainless will not tarnish. With the copper cores, I do use this Renaissance wax just as a coat to keep them from oxidizing. It'll help a little bit. In general, I don't really put anything on my bangle, on my copper bangles. There's the polishing cloths you can buy at Michael's or Hobby Lobby to keep those clean, just like a sterling silver as they age naturally. But this will help. Just give one little last coat, and so I've got a little rag in here already, and I just put a coat of this on here, and we let it air dry a little bit, and I'll just take basically a cotton rag. And then we'll just wipe this off. We'll let it dry for a few minutes. So we've let it dry for a few minutes. Now it's ready to buff or polish off here. And so we'll just wipe this off. And this bangle is ready to get some pictures taken. So again, this is the spalted hackberry over stainless. Now we'll go cover photography and how we take photos. Taking photos today of the spalted hackberry bangle. We've got our bangle stand, which has a nice velvet cover. We also sell these on our website. That's a good way to display your work at craft fairs, art fairs. So I like to position the bangle for the best view when we're taking the photo. We want to make sure there's no lint or dust on the stand. We'll put this midway back into the photo cube. So we got this photo cube on Amazon, this variegated tone backdrop. We'll show on the website where we got that. So we'll turn the lights on. This photo cube came with these lights. You don't want to, for nice photos, you really don't want to have direct light onto the bangle. We're just shining the light through this diffuse white backdrop. That gives it a good lighting. We have our lights on in the garage here right now, but we'll turn them off when we're taking photos. You really don't want any outside light shining in and getting reflection. We use just a Sony digital camera. This is $350, about 10 years ago, I suppose. So we're using this on macro lens, and it really doesn't take a super expensive camera to get really nice photos. It's mostly the photo cube and this variegated backdrop that really makes your work look great. So let's take a couple pictures. So we have the camera set up. You notice I'm probably about 4 inches away from the bangle. I'm going to put it on macro mode here. And I like taking it with the bangle vertically. And I'll probably take about 20 photos. So that one's looking pretty good. And then maybe I'll back up a little bit. And notice I'm not going straight on. I'm not really seeing a lot of the bangle stand. I'm getting just a little bit of the back, focusing on the face of the bangle. And so there we go. So I'm going to take about 20 photos just like this, and I'll pick the best one that I like in my photo editing software. Okay, so it'll look something like that. So we have some good photos taken. I'm just going to talk about the photo editing software. I use Google Picasa, P-I-C-A-S-A. That's available for free download on the internet. It's a decent photo editing software. What I'll do is I'll go on and I'll crop the image. I might align it a little bit. I use vignette to give it a nice little black border around the photo. I then put my name, bangleguy.com, on there just to indicate who made this, so that it doesn't get copied, taken elsewhere. And then I'll do some size adjustments to save the file as if I want to upload it to the internet, to thumbnail it. And it's a really good photo editing software. And then I also use color tone. Sometimes this might be a little blue or a little brown. I really stay away from saturation. I don't like trying to amp up the photo to make it look different than the actual item. So I stick away from saturation. I might use a little bit of sharpening to make it a little crisper, just to help out on the image. But in general, I spend probably a minute and a half fiddling with the photo. All of my photos, other than a minute and a half of photo editing, are pretty much what you see is what the bangle actually looked like. And I like to kind of stay true to that. So there you have it. The next video will be going over sales. How you can get out there and get these things sold. In art and craft fairs, we'll have our setup and really go through promoting your sales.